was a US election year. Trump was already a very polarizing figure before the pandemic. Democrats desperately wanted to defeat him in his bid for reelection. And, parties behave opportunistically. There's nothing unusual about that. And so when a
Mhm.
giant crisis happened on Trump's watch, Democrats had enormous incentive to basically lay at Trump's feet every single COVID death, and to say that to attribute the scale of the pandemic in the U.S. to Trump's mismanagement,
Mm.
and sort of to bring that fully into the debate over the over the around the election campaign and over
Mm.
Trump's performance, and to use it, to weaponize it in that way. So that's how it played out here. But I also don't think that in the U.S. The failure to debate these policies, the quick embrace of unprecedented techniques to control the whole of society to reduce the spread of disease, that it wasn't the U.S. isn't unusual in that regard. And so for me, this creates some um, uncertainty about about how much polarization was a driver or just sort of characteristic of how it played out in the U.S. It became highly partisan, so that Democratic leaning states and jurisdictions pursued policies that differed from Republican leaning states and jurisdictions. As the pandemic unfolded over the course of the year plus before the vaccine was rolled out to the full adult population. Very different policies pursued in different parts of the U.S. So that's an interesting and distinctive feature of how the pandemic played out here. But I think in terms of suppression of debate, no questions asked, a quick embrace of policies on which there was, poor evidence, a quick embrace by public health figures. This was
Mm.
characteristic of governments around the world.